So Anne is a career coach, helping people to grow their income, to improve their lifestyle, and she is struggling actually to grow her social media and attract more and actually better qualified leads. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to strategize all of it literally with her, step by step, the plug and play plan that she will literally have to simply apply from the day one.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm a certified psychologist and business coach. I work in this industry for more than 5 years. I have experience working as a psychologist, 5 years of practice, and I have international background as well.
And I see you're trying to grow on social media and trying to grow the business and lead generation there. So tell me more, like what's the story there? Who's your target audience? What is exactly you're helping with, and etc.?
My target audience is high achievers, professionals, executives, business owners who want to improve their career, to grow faster in their results, and also overcome mental blocks, mental problems that actually stop them from quality life in career and also in personal life.
Okay, so basically you're more helping in the career direction, in the growing the income, basically growing the business and etc., rather than relationships or family or anything else, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so basically you're helping to resolve some psychological backgrounds, the issues maybe that come from childhood or from family situations and etc., right?
Exactly, and I help to remove the blocks that actually stop people to do better results in business and career as well.
I see. So basically your clientele is everybody from the founder of the startups to, also maybe top management and just high professionals, right? It can also be like 9 to 5, somebody who works hard and just want to upgrade, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you said that you're posting for 5 years, but you are in this field for how many years?
I'm in the field for actually 5 years as well.
Okay.
The only thing that I used to post it in Russian-speaking market,
Okay.
now I'm focusing only in English-speaking market.
Okay.
So for me, it's actually starting from scratch.
What was the reason of you switching? Because you're a Russian speaker, right? So what would be the reason behind
Yes,
it?
I want to work with clients from all over the world.
I see.
And work on higher level with people with like different cultures and from all around the world. So grow myself as well.
Okay, makes sense. The question is, when you switched from Russian to English market, did you see any difference in approach in the engagement and the outcomes you faced?
Yes, I faced that I'm not really familiar with pain points of my clients. And this is one of the reasons why I struggle with my content and with my niche.
Do you help with a certain gender or just like everybody?
I used to work, to be honest, only with women. But now in English-speaking page, I see some requests from men.
Oh, okay.
So this is also my question.
Okay, yeah, tell me.
Yes, should I choose only working with women or men?
Oh, okay.
Or both.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're definitely going to speak about it. Both has constant pros, right? Working with men, with mixed or with women only, it's like very different directions in general. So we're going to definitely speak about it. So basically on an Instagram, you currently have 5,700 followers around, and the YouTube have 159, okay? And what's about the average leads and the views you're getting?
To be honest, in English-speaking Instagram, I don't have that much leads. Maybe 2 leads per month,
right?
A month, yeah.
What's the qualification level of them?
Yes, they actually started to tell that they have certain problem they want to solve. I'm starting to qualify them in direct messages.
Okay.
And maybe just one actually interested in working.
Okay. So it's very, you're depending mostly on luck. There is no structure. There is no funnel that gives you like 10, 20, 30 different leads a month, right?
Exactly.
When it goes to the Instagram, who's the #1 nationality who's watching you right now?
I have from Dubai, other countries, probably India.
Okay.
And maybe some Europeans.
Would you say certain nationalities you prefer to work with them than the others? Let's say European, South African, USA, like Middle East. Like who would be your, direct target that you prefer working with? Maybe because of, cultural similarities or the backgrounds and etc.
That's a good question. Actually, I don't have a certain nationality, but probably easier for me would be Europeans because I'm more related to the mindset.
Yeah.
Americans as well.
Yeah.
But probably not like Asian culture because I'm not really professional in the mindset. I'm not really familiar with.
Makes sense.
But I would say the majority of them.
What's the product you're selling?
To be honest, I don't have now a system, so I'm going to tell you what's going on. So usually I have a package, like one-on-one private coaching work with me, which is $5,000. So we work for 3 months. Inside work on the psychological aspects and business like coaching aspects. The other option I used to have in Russian-speaking market, not in English right now, is diagnostic clarity session. I help to clarify the core cause or problem.
Within one session, probably 1 hour, probably, right?
Yes, it just diagnoses like what you need to improve. So people already live with clarity, what they want to improve. This is just first
Just
call.
kind of, finding the cause rather than helping them to work through it, right?
Yes.
So just very quick, tuck, tuck, tuck.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. It's for those who are not really ready to pay or don't know me, which is fair enough. So I offer this
Okay.
kind of session. Another kind of session I have is strategic session. We work for 2 hours. We work on cause, we work on the plan, how can we improve the situation. And actually I offer the strategy, like step-by-step strategy, what this person needs to improve.
Okay.
And I also offer like 1 week of free kind of like feedback with me. This is what I used to offer. But now I'm actually doubting about English-speaking market. Should I have
Continue
like
doing
3
that?
options or just focus on one, which is high tickets?
If you would talk about your problems in social media strategy and the posting, what is that? Like, if you can name the problems you're currently facing.
So I'm facing with a specific niche, with a specific topic, which will attract the target audience.
To define the topic that
To
you're
define
going
the
to post.
topic. Yeah, because I actually can attract broad amount of people, which doesn't work.
Because then it attracts everybody and not the
Everybody.
people you want to attract.
Exactly, yes. Another is to attract people who are ready to invest money into self-development, into their goals.
So you're attracting something very certain, level of the income, certain mindset type of the person
Exactly.
that exists somewhere there. You just don't know how to reach them.
Yes.
Okay.
And another problem is clear positioning. Personal brand, so people can see in few seconds who I am, what I offer,
Yeah.
and to make it clear for everyone, for myself and for the audience.
So currently it's very scattered, right? I enter your page, I don't really understand what you do. It's very like chaotic, slightly.
Exactly.
Right? When it goes to the leads, what would be your main problem? What do you think?
The main problem, leads can't find me because of the content, because I don't have a specific topic as well, like the same problem. And probably people who are not ready to invest in their work.
If we talk about the goal with the lead generation,
I would love to have, if we're talking about leads, like from 20 to 50 leads, which are 5-7 clients per month.
that's how many you can onboard every month.
Yes, yes.
But it's all one-on-ones.
Yes.
So these one-on-ones are, you have call once a week. Is there any group chat? Is it, messaging? Like, what's the structure you currently have?
So we have a call once a week, 1.5 hours. And until the next session, I'm supporting the client in any messenger, like WhatsApp or Telegram or any other messenger.
Okay.
So I'm in touch, setting the practices or like any like steps or strategy they need to apply in their business or life.
When it goes to the reaching out to you to WhatsApp, right? Is it more of a structured in a way that's small questions only, or they can talk to you like 24/7 during the day? Like, what's the structure you have there?
Actually, I offer support 24/7.
Okay.
So I support every client.
When it goes to the product, right, is there anything you would like to change about it? You're fine with, the package you have currently, which is like 5K. Would you go higher? Like, where do you stand there?
Yeah, for sure, I would like to go higher. Now for the start, I think this is a good idea. The other question, still, it's related to the different mindset, which I'm not familiar with. Is it actually working strategy with my product? Are people ready to buy?
For that much?
Yes,
Okay.
in their culture, in their mindset, is it actually what works?
Oh, so
Every
we're
market
gonna
is
we're
different.
gonna also think about the product, how to wrap it in a way, and how also translate it, because there is no limits to what you can price to anything. It's about like, are you able to sell it or no? Are you able to tell somebody and make them believe that it's worth it or not? What would be the top 3 problems your clients are facing, or you're solving? Let's say this way.
So the first one that I used to face is to find the job they like.
Okay.
And find a way to monetize.
So basically, they're stuck either in the job they don't like, or they don't have any job at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Or they want to start their own thing, their own business or project.
And what is the problem they're usually like? Why is that they're facing this?
First of all, they don't know what to do. They know that they want to change something, but they don't have a clear path or clear idea of, or should I invest so many like effort or time into what I'm doing? So they're not sure.
Would it be correct to say that it's a problem more of a self-belief than anything else?
And clarity. They don't have clarity. They don't know. So we need to explore them, like who you are, what are your skills, what you want to do. It's more about psychological things.
My question is, though, you mentioned that you're helping more high achievers, executives and, people who already did that. Now you're mentioning the problems that usually beginners have, right?
Yes.
Is it maybe also the problem in your, like, where you're moving towards to? What is that you're doing actually? Like, there's a gap between all of this, right?
It's true. This is actually the problem. So I used to work more, I have more experience in in the first case where people don't
I
really know
see.
how to move. Now, my goal is actually to go there to work with the people who already know what steps to take and to work with more high achievers.
Yeah.
But I don't have that much experience. I do have some, but still, this is the problem. I don't know exactly what are the pain points of these people who are already there.
My question, why would you go that way though, if you don't really have experience in that field yet?
Because the system I use in my coaching is applicable for both. It's the same. For example, high achievers want to grow their income or be more productive. So the strategy I use for first group of people is the same for the second one. So I believe it's going to help them.
Do you have any, at least one case with that you helped, you know, even for free, like when it goes to that target particular audience that you're wishing to help? Like, is there any case you have, or is it more from personal experience? Like, where do you come from?
Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, right now I'm working with a lady. She's in real estate in a different country. So she already knows what she wants. The thing is that she doesn't know how to close deals, how to be more confident, how to sell more. And from our first session, she already sold one project.
Beautiful.
And she became more confident. And now we're working on this self-confidence, those sell techniques. So she's already there, but I'm helping her to grow.
Okay, that's beautiful. So we can also use that case later on as a, you know, existing case. Okay, my next question would be, is there any certain content types that you enjoy doing? And what is your experience so far? Was it more of a talking head? Was it more of a, you know, B-rolls? Was it storytellers? What is that?
It's both talking heads and B-rolls as well. I also post expert videos and also like my life experience video. For example, I've been there, I saw this, so this is my conclusion, or this is my like value I want to bring with this video. So this is both.
Whenever we're talking about any kind of business in the world, especially the ones when you're selling online something, right? There are three main pillars you need to follow. One is the product. The second thing is marketing. The marketing is just the ways you're using to channel the product, to show the product and try to sell it, right? And the third pillar is actually the funnels. So when it goes to the product, it's something that you define. In your case, what I think is the main problem that you're currently facing is that you're serving actually the one target audience and you want to serve like the second one, and yet you don't really understand how to transform your existing product to something that would be, you know, attractive to the new target audience, right? So this is the part that I can't really help you with, because it's something that you need to define. Long before you go to the step number 2, which is marketing something, you need to understand, okay, what is exactly the features of the product I'm actually trying to sell? You need to decide for sure and for real, is it the target audience in sense of, what's the age, right? Is it probably in your case, I'm guessing it should be 25, 50. Right? Women who are still in the workforce, women who are still trying to develop, women who are, you know, launching the businesses and etc. So yeah, define the product, right? What is the offer? The first thing is the target audience, right? Who are these people? What's their income level? Anytime you're selling something online, you need to understand who is exactly you're targeting. Define age groups, define the income levels, which if there are executives, it's probably people doing like 10K plus, right, a month, who can also afford your services. Because if you're selling something that is like 5K, or even if you want to raise that price, it means that it should be maximum 10% of their income. So again, you need to understand, okay, are you able to match women's expectations who are making this much money? And are you able to match your product with their expectations, right? So that's number one. Define that and understand how you can wrap your knowledge, how you can wrap yourself in a way that makes you attractive for these women, right? Or a man, again, if you want to target both genders. Once the product is very clear and the offering is very clear, right? The offer, if you want to know if your offer is good or no, your offer should squeeze in one single sentence, which is, I am helping X to do Y. So I'm helping women 25, 55 to change their beliefs about work, or to change, something emotional based that you're actually helping with. It can be a couple of them, it can be 3 of them. One can be I'm helping women age 25, 50 to grow their self-belief, or I'm helping another X, another Y, which is I'm helping women this to upgrade their lifestyle. Like there can be like 3 different sentences that can describe your product and the offer, but it should be something that like can be unified under one umbrella. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Once the product is clear, and the product should be, you help with this, and the price is something, right? So the offer is there, you understand the structure, which can be one-on-one calls plus the WhatsApp. And my honest opinion and my honest advice is to add the tools, like maybe the books, self-help books. It can be your long-form content, which we're gonna talk about it, YouTube, like anything additionally that goes out of your direct communication with them, and they can be busy with these things coming here. They can be busy with these things aside of your direct communication. In this case, I will take this real estate agent as the image of the ideal client you want to target. So understand what is this person actually facing currently. What is their age? What is their income? Like, sit down and understand, like, create the structure, describe this person, describe who they are currently. And then you will know that there are, let's say, 1,000 more like this in the world, because there are. Like, it's not that she's so very special, right? Majority of the clients, even the clients I have in social media and marketing, it's very clear structure, right? They're trying to start either from zero and 10x or 100x with me, or they're already making like 10, 20, 30K and they want to go to 200, 300, right? So it's still very clear, pattern. So recognize that pattern within your last couple of the clients, and that will give you very clear structure and understanding who you're gonna go with. Then you're asking yourself, okay, I have the product, but how am I actually reaching these people, right? How these people will know about me, about my offer. And that's where the marketing jumps in, right? When we talk about the marketing, we have actually two paths. It's ads and it's organic. When it goes to the ads, the thing is you can launch the ads only if your organic is already intact and well established. What I mean here is if I go to your page, it's very chaotic, right? There's nothing, no pin posts, no highlights that act as a sales machine. And then the funnels is actually the systems that you add to organic and to ads that help you to actually convert and make the money. So let's go to your page, right? How I usually start fixing it is starting even with the handle, starting with the profile picture, bio, which is one of the most important parts in your full presence, and the first 3 pinned posts, and definitely the highlights, right? So what I see here, okay, Anaseva is clear as your name and the surname. It doesn't really affect any searchability of your page, so it's fine. You can leave it this way. Of course, it would be even better if you can add coach, or you can add psychologist or business mentor or business coach, and etc. You can play with it. Just why? Because when somebody's scrolling past, right, New York Turk, he immediately understands that this person is in New York. This can actually push somebody to check you out simply because they found that you might be somebody they're looking for. So try to find in your name something that would match who you're trying to attract, right? So when it goes to this thick line, right? This thick line is actually for the SEO of your page. So what I mean here is you should name literally 2 to 4 different keywords within your niche that you think are important for somebody to find and easily actually find you. Your is more of a career coach than a business one as well. Like I feel like you're helping people to upgrade their income rather than to build a business, right? Okay. So maybe career coach is something that you should look into rather than the business psychologist, right? The strategy, like what is the strategy, right? Again, it's a vague word that we don't really understand what it is. Dubai, fine, this can work, right? As a keyword is okay, keyword, it's fine. Again, not really clear. Here, it should be, the first line is a great part to say, what do you actually do? It can be, I offer X, right? Or I help X. In the majority of cases would be even amazing, I help busy women, or I help career-driven women to upgrade their career, upgrade their, financial situation. Again, X, I help X with Y. So understand what it can be for you. Then what comes after 17 years of global experience, it doesn't really say anything to the person who doesn't know you, right? Here, people want to see what you can do for them, not who you actually are. They want to understand what's your experience, number one, and what you actually offer as a product, right? So the third line, instead of this, I would actually say, send word, join to know more. So here we're already stepping into the funnel where anytime somebody comes to you, they see that you have a certain product that they can join by commenting a certain word. This is a funnel. You can use that. You can just, say, I offer consultations and add the arrow below so they go and join whatever link you have here. But again, you can, test it out, whatever works for you the best. I use this with a lot of clients, like, send the word this because you automate it with the ManyChat, so it becomes easy for you to gather a lot of leads, so you don't need to answer them a lot of times by your own and yourself. So once we clear this, let's go to this part, which is the highlights, right? The highlights I usually recommend to keep maximum 4. First highlights is testimonials, yet if I go to your testimonials, I know there's a lot of mess there and chaos, right? In the testimonials, actually, it should be, number 1, it's real testimonials from clients. What I mean here is that real chat screenshots, real reviews, real videos where people are saying, you know, your ex-client, you can do the videos, her saying, hi, like I did this with Anna, she helped me to overcome this fear, she helped me to do this, she supported me this way. It can be video or photo, like screenshot. If you go to my highlights, you're gonna see a lot of the testimonials. You know, it's usually the screenshots of the chats or, you know, who I onboarded, you know, to show that you really work with the real people rather than, you know, just the words. Because this part with the testimonials is the great selling point. A lot of people will simply trust you because they see that there is somebody else who trusted you and already reached the results they wanted with you. What you can do is actually do the storytellings here. So, for example, this was Elizabeth 5 years ago. She was struggling with this. I came in her life and now she has earns 10 times more. Now she's lost weight because I helped her to gain self-confidence again. Now she's doing this and that. Again, try to make storytelling very connected to what you offer and what you do, but show these, you know, point A, point B where you were the major player and you played the major role. So the next thing I definitely want to do is use the story and the highlights as a vault for the stories you posted before. So whenever you post a content, this full audience actually doesn't really see you. Only part of it actually sees you, maybe 500 people out of it, right? The rest actually doesn't really sees your content, simply the way the algorithm is built. So the main selling point for you is actually stories you post. So you can grasp actually more people and reach more people from your actual following. The thing is that Reels attract the new audience, new eyes. Stories actually help you to sell to them. Carousels actually help you to, you know, cater to your existing audience because carousels are only shown to your existing followers. So carousels is to grow loyalty, trust to you. Carousels are not the ones who are going to bring you the new audience. Carousels are the ones who are going to nurture your existing audience. So that's why it's super important to use all of 3 because, again, Reel's going to bring you new leads, new people, right? With the carousels, you're going to nurture them, so they're going to like you more. And with the stories, you're going to sell them. So this is how the conversions actually work, right? And then what you do once you post the stories like that, then you actually put them into the highlights. So it can be different highlights that you can name. It can be confidence. So the storytellers and the stories that only go with the confidence will go here. The second and the third, you can, you know, give another name or another direction. It can be many things. You can also group based on what you do and how you offer it and experience. Maybe it can be about me. So here you can say story about yourself, how you started. I know you used to be the cabin crew, right? So you can tell the story, which also gonna bring you a lot of sales simply because the stories usually sell. I have one on my own feed. So if you go, you have my story. So in my story, I'm showing that, okay, I was a little sweet girl. I'm using this as a, you know, nice hook. And I'm also telling my current situation, right? That I had the reel that 10 million people watched and these many people shared, saved and liked. And then I started to tell the full story, how I went actually from a little girl to the person who's getting clients, these many views and these many outreach and these big of conversions, right? Then I told, okay, in my stories that, okay, one of my clients, they were so overbooked that they sent me this message. That again acts as a selling point for me because anybody of my, you know, dream clients, whoever enters here, they say, oh, she booked them so many calls through organic content. She's so great. Let me kind of reach out and work with her, right? And the same thing is here, right? I helped one of my clients to sell watch that cost like 250K, which again acts as my story, but I'm telling my story from an angle of how capable I am to help you. I honestly, the stories I'm posting now and adding in highlights, I'm gonna also post them as a carousel. Carousels are giving you that option that you can actually maximize the outreach to your existing following. So our goal is to reach as many existing followings as possible and nurture them. So you have 2 things you need to do, right? This is you. You need to get new followers all the time, like literally, and you need to nurture the ones that you got all the time. It's the cycle that never ends because You always want new eyeballs on your content, and you always want existing ones to buy from you and then upsell them more. So nurturing is not just selling one time. Nurturing is selling them infinite amount of times. You just nurture them so much that they come back to you and buy from you again and again. When it goes to the pin post, right, it's usually the 3-1 that you can utilize. Honestly, majority of times you can use only one. If you have so much to offer that you can use second and third, go with it. I'm gonna give you the options, but it's up to you, honestly, because sometimes one is more than enough. This is who you are now. Who am I? This should answer this question, right? Who you are now, it can be what do you offer.
Like, it's not my way, but who I am right now.
Who you are right now, where do you live, what do you do, what do you offer, like describe what you offer, describe your expertise. The second thing can be one singular story from your life, not the full life, but one singular story that again helps you to, showcase and highlight how great your skills are. Let's say you had some big fears or doubts about moving to Dubai. For example, how you moved to Dubai. So you can use this story as, again, selling point, how you had doubts, but you knew you're gonna grow mentally and, psychologically or financially, and you still that and describe again all the things you faced. And the third one, again, it can be actually testimonial. This testimonial can be as a story where you show where that person was in the point A and where's the point B now and how you helped them to go through. It can be the carousel, it can be the picture image with the caption telling the story. It can be the reels. It can be anything you desire, up to you. Doesn't matter actually. So this is how you need to structure the pin post. When it goes to your content, there is the reels, the carousels. I see that all of them are very, very polished. Is that any mindset behind it?
Yes, actually, I believe that if I present myself professional and with a quality picture, it attracts psychologically the target audience I need.
So basically you're polishing the image, you're polishing like each hair, each, whatever look and etc., thinking that that's the way to reach the right target audience.
Kind of. I cannot say that this is not who I am. This is who I am actually. But I'm just trying my best to look good.
Okay, so you're not pretending, yet I feel this should take, is this your home or is it a studio?
It's my home, yeah.
Okay, so I believe it takes you a lot of time to set all of this up, to see if the angles are right and etc., right?
Yeah, the setup took a long time.
Can I say that it's one of the reasons you're also not really creating content because it's very tiring and daunting for you to do this?
Yes, I'm not really happy with, for example, if the light is wrong or the sound is bad, so I'm not gonna post it.
Honestly, the great help with this is actually doing more content. What I found with the years and with the years of experience is you're starting to be very picky about the details where you're not creating much, where you're not creating enough. And then you start to think about the little details that might not really be hurting you, might not really doing anything for you. Sometimes the quality you think that is important is actually just a hurdle for you just to create more content. So I want to show you a couple of the content pieces which I feel very much going to speak to you and you can apply in your day-to-day basis. And the thing is, with this image, you can clearly say that this person caters to wealthier audience. But it's not because they're sitting in a podcast room, but simply because how well curated the image is. Your target audience is not looking for ideal image. They want you to be alive because you're helping them with the, psychological matters. They want you to see being alive, not static in the chair, performing. Because if you're performative, they're not gonna come to you. They want somebody they can trust. This creator is also a very, very interesting case, right? Here you can see that he's wealthy, he's well off, yet is not really well curated in a sense of ideal, right? It's more of a, yes, we can see it's a beautiful home, yet he's sitting, his leg is under his, cheeks, and all of this is more of a slight chaotic, yet this will really definitely be shown to the target audience you're trying to attract. Authentic can be oh, I just woke up, my teeth are not brushed and my hair is messy. That of course not gonna attract your target audience. But if you're doing in a format that feels oh, you just finished the call, you just had a nice idea and you just shared it with somebody, then it's definitely gonna do its job and its work.
So I have a question actually, the thing that I'm struggling with. For example, I cannot record the video on the way because sometimes I need to prepare myself just because of the language. So in Russian it's easier for me to go with the flow. So this is the reason why, for example, I need to prepare everything, set up everything.
So in every organic content generation, there's two parts, script and the shooting. So where you're trying to be ideal is the shooting part. but where you need to really pay attention to is the script. So what I mean here is, I'm quite sure she's pre-thinking her scripts. I'm very sure. Even my content, what I do, all of that is pre-scripted. It just, I read it in a way that you will never think of it, right? So what you're really paying attention to now is the ambience here. You need to stop thinking about it. Do it in a car, do it in your living room, do it anywhere where you have a good lighting and where you can deliver the message clearly. Where you can show that you're well dressed, you're nicely dressed, yet not really think, oh, this lighting, this angle is like weird or not nice. Like, just do it in your living room, literally, with the sunlight, right? So put attention into the script it ahead. I want to talk also about the formats that I advise you to go with that will help you to go viral and the big numbers as soon as possible. Go with the green screen and try to speak about famous people. It can be J.K. Rowling, right? We know she applied to hundreds of different like agencies first, nobody accepted her book. You can talk about this, right? And you can show one of her videos in the green screen and talk about, you know, psychological difficulties maybe she faced and etc. What would you recommend her, or what do you see actually behind it, and etc. This format is really easily done, again, because you don't need to think about your ambience and the backpacks. So you can literally do it anywhere, anytime. You just need to have a good lighting, right? And this also going to help you because this famous people work as a hook for you. So even if I don't know you yet, so when I'm scrolling, I'm not gonna stay because of you. I'm gonna stay because of this, because this is somebody that I'm interested in, right? So this will add a lot of new people to your content. Does it make sense? This is a great creator. She does it with a lot of different types of the videos. She's working with the manifesting, but psychology and career psychology can be very much the same. Just find the videos that speak to your niche and to your audience, and, you know, show your solutions, or just show the video, you know, show the solutions, you know, say, okay, this is what she's actually talking about. This is how actually she had to solve it, or this is my experience with it. So to explain to your target audience what it actually means for them. And the great second format is actually very much the same. So this creator is talking about the famous people and the type of the rebranding they did, or the type of the person they are, right? The Billie Eilish, she's like has a big balls and she's like so self-confident. And then you can say, this is the 3 steps you can do to become as samely self-confident as Billie Eilish. Again, you're using somebody else's famousness. You're already using somebody else's, you know, name to get the part of the light onto yourself. So you're actually stealing somebody else's, you know, you're stealing the part of the pie from them, but this is gonna help you to grow way faster. And what really works is just, you know, comparing 2 different lifestyles or 2 different income levels. Again, going back to your topic, just compare 2 different things, which I do very frequently in my content, and same here, right? She's comparing actually 2 different things, which is salt, sugar, and she's giving you, you know, analogy with it. So these are 3 formats that I would actually recommend you. The talking head, which is like very casual talking head in a car during your commute on etc. Comparison, and using the famous people, their videos or their personalities. So once you understand how the content is gonna be structured for you, right? Now the question is, once you're gonna get all of these views, all of these new people saying, oh my God, Anna is the type of person that I was looking for so many years, you know, she's the one I wanna follow. She's the one whose reels I wanna send to my friends. She's posting the content that I want to save for later. Once you have all of this, once you have interest, because currently you don't have interest, you don't have leads. So now you have the interest, okay, we change that. How you're actually going and creating leads out of that, right? There are a couple of the funnels, which is number 1, when you post a reel, you can add in the caption, in the first sentence, which is under your image, right? Comment, whatever, word help. Comment help and something, and you're gonna share to them something. So what used to work very well is sharing the free items, which is the PDFs, the videos, and etc. This actually isn't working anymore. And with this freebies, you're gonna attract the freeloaders, students. You're not gonna attract the clients. Your clients, they don't want knowledge. If they wanted knowledge, they would just Google or ChatGPT. They want a person who can help them with whatever situation they have. So your job with your content is not to give knowledge. Your job with the content is to trigger them. Tell them, I understand where you stand. This is what you're doing wrong. This is what can be done well. And this is how I can help you. So you're not telling them information. You're not telling them, oh, this is the pen, take it. You say, you have the paper, you need to write something on it. And this is, you know, there is a pen that can help you. I am your pen, kind of the thing. Does it make difference? So what you're gonna do is when you do the CTA, which is call to action under, first line here, this is a CTA. You, majority of the times, need to guide them to your YouTube long term or to your website or to your chat. So what I mean here is if this person got triggered, let's say you're triggering them, you think that self-confidence comes from telling yourself, I love you every single morning in the mirror. You're triggered, right? Like, because a lot of women, they believe like, oh, I'm gonna tell myself, I love you in the mirror, or I'm self-confident, and it will magically happen. But you know that self-confidence comes from doing the things you promise yourself every single day, following your routines and etc., right? So first thing you need to do is trigger them. Trigger them with the new angle of the knowledge they never thought of. So you say, majority of you think that self-love and the confidence comes from telling yourself, I love you every single morning. And then you say, but you're still somehow miserable. So you show that this is not working. Third thing you say, I was like you just 5 years ago. I was questioning myself all the time. I was not following my routines. I was miserable. I was working in a terrible job and etc. So then the third step is to actually tell them how you felt, how they feel, like show them how they actually feel. So they're gonna really get like drawn into it. And the fourth, then you continue and say, and now, where are you now? But now, after 5 years, I'm here, 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 here. Right? The steps between this, right? You can say that the steps it took me to go from this to this are these 3 steps. I had to work on my brain, my blocks, mindset blocks, etc. So you can even give 3 steps, but don't give direct solutions. Don't say you need to do this, 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 this. You can just vaguely mention what it was for you. You can also sixth mention client who you helped with. So my client also 2 years ago, before she came to me, she was this, this, that. Now she's living amazing life, 10x her income, etc. So this is the script that you can use in the stories and in the reels too. So once this reel is out and you trigger these people because they're telling themselves they love themselves every single morning in the mirror, but they're not getting anything. So you trigger them. They say, oh my God, she knows something that I don't know and I'm not able to do. And then you say, comment help, and I'll send you something, link to the YouTube where you speak in the long form about the same exact problem, right? And then they say comment, and I'll send you link to my private one-on-one. Or you say comment help, and I'll send you information about my one-on-one, which is the chat. Or to the website where again you offer your product. So all of this, all of the CTAs should go to your product.
So no free...
Nothing free.
Nothing free.
No free information. This used to work like 2 years ago. I never used to do that. I hated to do that. And a lot of people was still doing it actually. But how it works, it just attracts people who want free knowledge. Majority of people never open the files anyway. They never really check what you send them. I never really check what people send to me. So I can imagine how others also do. So the main thing is trigger, get them in your funnel and get them to the product. Your product is main thing that you need to direct everybody and anything to. Another great funnel you can actually use is when you direct people from the reels to your highlights. So let's say if we're speaking about the same problem, right? You trigger the person who's trying to become more self-confident, right? At the end of the reel, you can say, check out these highlights where I share more. So that person who just saw your reel goes to your highlight where you can speak more about your cases. Like you warm up that person to become your client. Cases, situations, point A, point B, same, everything we spoke about. Use your highlights, and at the end of, in highlights you have a lot of stories, right? At the end say, if you want me to help you, reply help to this story. So they went through the reel, they went through the highlights, now they reply to you help, and they open the chat with you. And then you know they're your clients. Create funnel slightly difficult, so the person, if they really want to solve it, they're gonna go through other steps first before reaching out to you, which in this case is the YouTube video, so they need to watch the YouTube video fully to come to your chat, or watch the highlights fully, understand exactly what you offer, and then come to you. Because from single reel, you trigger them, they understood you're the right person, but they don't really know you yet. They didn't warm up to you yet, right? So use the long form, use the highlights to clear more details about what exactly you offer. You're gonna like have less outreaches, but more quality ones. We spoke a lot about this, right? Product, marketing, the funnels. No matter what you're ever gonna do, all of that gonna come back to these three main pillars. So if your product is defined, you can market it and you can create funnels with it. Now you just have tools to understand how to make all of this as a unified system instead of the scattered ideas that you used to have. Okay, so what are the three things that you're gonna take away from here? Do you feel confident that you're gonna go and like, smash it and get great results? And just give me the feedback,
Yeah, actually I want to thank you a lot because I got so clear strategy right now. What should I do step by step? Because all this time I was confused, and also I see a lot of experts who guide you how to create content, how to sell, etc. But all of this is just chaos for me. What you did right now, you just gave me a clear strategy. Where should I start? What should I do? What should I improve? Not only content. You told me about like how should I sell, what funnels to use.
The thing is, always, follow the steps. Don't try to start with the funnel. Start with the product. Like, don't try to step over the necessary steps that we just gonna discussed, right? We discussed all in a way that needs to be done. So everything we went through is exactly the step by step you need to follow. Build the audience who loves you for who you are. First, build a product that sells out like crazy. First, build that audience that watches you and loves you and says, Anna is the best person. Don't go from back to forth.
Thank you so much.